Once upon a time, a king requested the presence of his two trusted servants, a wise man and one who was not so wise. I have a task for you. There is a mountain as you can see from my window. I hereby order you to remove the mountain. The two men traveled to the mountain. The not so wise immediately gave up and left. The wise man began the impossible task of digging. Huff and puff, huff and puff, a giant stone appeared under his shovel. He placed a lever under the rock to move it. Huff and puff, the rock rolled away, and the mountain collapsed. The wise man returned to receive his reward. The king rewarded him richly for his accomplishment. The lesson? If you try to do the seemingly impossible, Hashem can send a miracle to make the impossible possible.
I would like to relate the following story that I personally heard from Rav Nosson Wachtweigel, the Mashgiach of the Lakewood Yeshiva from 1941 through 1998.
Herculean efforts were being made to rescue Jews from the clutches of Hitler. In Boston, Massachusetts, Rav Joseph Ber Soloveitchik raises money for refugees and specifically to help those who were Talmidei Chachamim. He decides to open what might be the first out-of-town Kolel in Boston, Massachusetts, which besides supporting Talmidei Chachamim, would also strengthen his nascent Maimonides community. Rav Soloveitchik invites various Talmidei Chachamim to join the Kolel. Among them was a young man, refugee and Talmid Chacham, Rav Nosson Wachtweigel. Upon arriving in Boston, Rav Wachtweigel concludes that the level of Yiddishkeit in Boston at that time was not conducive to a Torah true lifestyle, and he decided to return to New York.
The Kolel in Boston subsequently closes.
On his way back to New York, however, Rav Wachtweigel and a friend on the train ride back to New York decide that since they had joined to do a mitzvah, they would continue to do so by building a Kolel. The location, White Plains, New York.
The Kolel was to be modeled on the Kelm Yeshiva. The Kelm version of Torah was unvarnished, with a focus on deep understanding of one's self, with a focus on truth. The idea of the Kolel was to emulate Kelm so much so that the Aron with the Torah within it was placed so high that one could only reach it by standing on a stool. This was done in Kelm to teach the students that to reach the Torah, one must climb high. The Rosh Kolel at that time nixed the idea, since in his opinion, no American student at that time would appreciate this lesson that to reach the Torah would require such effort.
Shortly after starting this Kolel, it tragically closes. The Kolel then is absorbed by and becomes the foundation of the Lakewood Yeshiva, the source of the Miami Beach Community Kolel and many other out-of-town Kolelim. 80 years later, there are scores of out-of-town Kolelim throughout the United States who had drastically helped change the Torah environment throughout Jewish communities. What started out as an impossible task ended up moving many, many mountains. In his later years, Rav Wachtweigel was heard mumbling a tefillah as the holy day of Yom Kippur was coming to an end. A Talmud studying next to him heard his words, "May it be your will, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, that we should merit to build a Kolel wherever our Jewish brethren live. For this will save our people from the destructive forces of Gullus in America." Let us see how the Kolel has changed so many lives from among our friends and acquaintances.
17 years old, going to the Hebrew Academy, graduating as a senior, finding my way into the Kolel, where the Sfarim were still in the boxes, saying, I wonder what's going on over here. Who's moving in? And here comes 10 young alike. When I first walked in, I remember Bichil Teichman came walking over to me and said, "What's your name?" I said, "My name is Eric. Where do you live? What's your story? Where are you from? What's going on? You want to learn with me?" And I said, "You want to learn with me?" And I'll never forget the smile on his face, how happy it made him to learn with me. And they're ready to make everybody feel like $1 million. Baruch Hashem, and we all benefit from it. All these different outside communities, including Miami, over all the years. How many young light have come from Lakewood? My friends are the B'nai Kolel. Who are your friends I have lots of friends, okay, I have a lot of acquaintances, but I come to the Kolel, I said, these are my friends. And I had a chance to look at everybody and to say, when I was 17 years old and I walked in, I didn't know that Lakewood would shape my life. And I want to say thank you, because I wouldn't be the person that I try to be and feel good about trying to be if it wasn't for all the love that came from the Kolel. And yet there's this sense of, you're one of us, and we want to be connected to you, and we want to help you. How do you want to help me? How do you want to help me? We want you to become and feel good about being the best person you can be, which means being able to infuse a sense of responsibility for Yiddishkeit into the challenges of modern society.
I was born here, to be able to see the people who have grown here and have, see where they've started and see what they've become. Me, myself, Baruch Hashem, being able to learn here every single morning and learning with Rebelli, which has been an unbelievable thing. Turning it into a consistent and constant Chavrusa Shaf has been amazing. To be able to come to a Sviva of guys learning, of hearing Kol Torah, a whole day, and growing, and it's being open to programs. I always love seeing the kids here learning. Like I said, I was born here, so I could really see the major transition it's taken, and the Kolel has played an unbelievable role in doing that. Thank you so much, and continued matzlacha, and continued success in everything that they do.
The thought of living a Kolel lifestyle was so far-fetched, it was so ridiculous that my class made a thing of where each girl will be at the 10-year reunion. And it was something that would be far-fetched, obviously. So for me, they chose that I was coming in from Lakewood on the bus because my husband was sitting in Kolel and I couldn't afford to have a car. And everyone knew I was going to marry a working guy and I was going to live the working life and it was going to be great. So he did get a job, right? And I said, I don't really like this, I'm done, I really want to go back to Kolel. This life is not for me. The day I graduated midwifery school is the day he quit going to work altogether. He was done. But immediately I saw success in my business. My lifestyle at home changed. It was just a whole different world. We're back in the Kolel lifestyle. So we're happier. My children, life just got better. Everyone was happier. My children were happier. Our life is just so enriched by the Kolel and everything the Kolel gives us. Living a Torah true home buys you happiness, and my children get to watch their father be a part of something bigger every day of their life. And the best part about this joke is that the day my husband went back to Kolel was June, exactly 10 years to the day that I graduated high school. So thank you, high school classmates, for laughing at me. You all have the last joke, not me.
Almost 20 years ago, we moved from Venezuela to Miami, looking for a better hinuch for our kids. And we were zoche to come to the Kolel and to meet the people here and to get a place for learning every day and to grow and for chizuk. So much so that I try to learn in the morning before going to work. Have a little seder over the phone with one of my sons during mincha, and also at night after work, coming to learn again. And it has really changed our lives so much that Baruch Hashem, we can say the Chashivos HaTorah is the ikar of our lives, and the chevra around it, the mishpachas, the families, the Jungelite, the kehila who comes, and these real friendships. And B'ezras Hashem will be able to be zoche to continue for many more years.
I could be spending my time on a golf course or watching basketball games somewhere, but here I am, 4 good hours in the morning davening and steiging away. Never thought I would do it, and excited as could be about it. So thank you once again.
Just want to give a shout out to all the Kolel younger light here who are amazing Talmidei Chachamim and who've taught me so much Torah and helped me grow over the years. Thank you so much.
I just wanted to thank Kolel from the bottom of my heart for having such a huge impact on my life and my family's life, and I couldn't be more grateful.
What are we building? We're building, I have to build ourselves. A place for the Shekhinah within each and every person's heart. And if you can connect to that, then you stand a chance of being able to survive outside the walls.
May it be your will, Hashem, that we will all have our own train ride that will build and nurture our future generations.